What up, world? It's your boy B, and it is officially, finally time for this interview about the Pivot Pack. You already know what time it is. Run it.
Baby, come slide on me one time. Baby, come slide on me 2 times. Counting down to the time you arrive. I'm saying all night, you been on my mind. Baby, come slide on me one time.
All right, so the first question we have is, why is it called the Pivot Pack? All right, so I ended up coming up with the name The Pivot Pack because I felt like at this point in my life, that was absolutely what I was doing. I had to pivot a lot, internally, externally, musically, like family-wise, friends-wise. Like there's a lot going on where I had to essentially make a pivot from what I initially thought that I was going to be doing. But just from the music side of things, see, this EP came out August 1st, 2022. I had been working on music since June of the year before. No. Let me take y'all further back. Going back to June of 2020, I started working on Shades of Struggle, which is a fantastic documentary about the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests that were going on during that summer of 2020 with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all of them. And from June 2020 to, I want to say, February of 2021, we were working on that project, and I had a soundtrack that was going to go along with it. I had got a few other people involved, a few other artists, and we ended up making some music for the soundtrack. I wanted the soundtrack to come out at the same time as the film, so that way it could be, cross promotion for both. We ended up pushing off the release date of the film for a while, so that way we could submit it to film festivals. We didn't get into those. Then we pushed it off for another set of film festivals. And before I knew it, it was the end of 2021 and we still hadn't put it out. And I was like, you know what? I'm done waiting to put out music, because I had a whole project that I was working on prior to, like a whole album. There's a lot of songs that have been shelved in the fact that I was waiting for the soundtrack to come out first, and then I was gonna put out the album, and then I was gonna put out anyway. If that isn't a tease. Yeah, so I had all of that going, and like I said, by the end of 2021, the film still hadn't come out, so I said, you know what? Forget it. I think we get to about April or May, and I decide that I have a whole nother EP that I'm ready to drop, and I wanted to drop it in collaboration with another person that I know, and drop it alongside their projects. And because of different things getting pushed back with them, that EP hasn't been dropped. So at that point, I'm like, listen, man, I can't keep waiting on people. I have so much music and I want people to hear all of the different sides of me soon. So I had to pivot from all of the planned stuff and go in my own direction and release the Pivot Pack. Long story short, that's why it's called the Pivot Pack. I had a lot of obstacles that were planned. Well, and when they were planned, they weren't obstacles. But I had a lot of things that were planned that ended up being obstacles, and I had to pivot away from that plan and move in another direction in order to put this EP out. And yeah, the rest is history. The next question, how long did it take to make the Pivot Pack? That is a complicated question. So the oldest song on the Pivot Pack is Jump. I actually had Jump going, I believe, back in either 2019 or 2020. Originally, I had 2 other artists on there. A part of the reason why I didn't put it out prior to this EP, part of it is because they didn't send me their verses, but the biggest part is that I didn't follow up with them the way that I should have, because, again, I was pushing my music back. Fast forward to, over 2 years later, and now we have that. Go Live, I ended up actually making last August, so August 2021. I had that song ready, and again, ready for the album. I knew that one was gonna end up being a single, but I wanted to hold it because I was waiting for the album, waiting for the film, waiting for the whole another EP, and again, everything just kind of fell off so to say. So yeah, I ended up having to pivot, and then put it on the Pivot Pack. And then as far as Let Go and Do It How You Want, those ones were made this year. I made those this summer. I want to say Let Go was first, and then Do It How You Want came after. Let Go I had made like maybe a couple of weeks before Do It How You Want, and I knew that one was gonna be good, and that one needed to go on the album. But last minute decisions, man. I originally only had the 3 songs on there, and I needed that extra summer feel, that extra bop, and Let Go was that one. So yeah, that's how long it took. So the very first song, 2020, but from the conception, it wasn't too long. Which song from the Pivot Pack is your favorite? That's a tough one. Okay. So, honestly, I feel like it changes all the time. Go Live is definitely one of my they're all really good. It all just depends on the mood I'm in, to be honest. Go Live is one of those ones I feel like crosses over. So like there's a lot to Go Live. Like I mentioned before, I knew that was going to be a single off rip. That one was ready to go. When I made it, I felt like I had done something different from what I normally do. And honestly, it's one of those ones where I know a lot of people can get into it. And I think the fan favorite might be Jump. So Jump, and I mean for good reason too, because M. Will, Loquacious, they snapped on that. Y'all done heard the song, y'all know. Like Jump is one of them songs where it's like when you ready to get hype, like you can turn that on. If you're trying to lift, if you're trying to hoop, if you're trying to play some football, you're trying to do whatever, man. Like it's really just the way that the sound goes. You know what I'm saying? Like with Jump, because you got my sound, and then the way that I chop up the verses. You know what I'm saying? With the speed, and then you get M. Will coming through with his part, and the way that like I mixed everything to make his voice sit perfect, and then you got Loquacious coming in, bro. Just bars on bars on bars, boy. Anyway, so Jump is up there too. Let Go, I feel like, is one of those songs where like I felt that personally. I feel all these songs personally, like it's coming from me. But Let Go is genuinely something I've been dealing with probably since high school, for real. And this ain't even on some cocky stuff. It's just the facts, man. Like a lot of times I understand. Well, I not even a lot of time, all the time. I understand that I am a good dude, and that's kind of rare, like out here right now, just because of the way our generation moves. Like she don't want to see the real me, because when she do, she ain't gonna want to let go. Like that's completely factual. So that one I feel a lot. I feel like that one's a huge summer bop. Everybody can really get into that. And then Do It How You Want, man. Like you like how I sandwich the songs, like start from one end to the other, and then come back, and then come back. But Do It How You Want, that one is like super smooth, man, and it's again just a super real song. Like sometimes I feel like I gotta do it how I want, hence the pivot. Every piece of it is completely authentic, completely real, and it's just one of those smooth songs. Like I truly like that style of song the most. The ones where you can slow things down and just like get a feel for who the artist is. For me personally, like when I hear the beat and the beat's like slower like that, but it still has that power, like you can feel the bass in it. It has a calm kind of storm kind of strength to it. And I love those kind of tracks. You can get so real, so vulnerable from a flow perspective. You can go fast, you can go slow. It doesn't necessarily matter. It'll all fit. And then the words to it, Do It How You Want. I feel like every creative, specifically every creative, I mean everybody for sure, but specifically every creative will be able to relate to that. And Do It How You Want is really telling the story from the perspective of, okay, they're gonna tell you that you can't do this, you can't do that. You're trying to do it this way, it's not gonna work. But ultimately, once you do it that way and it takes off, everybody's gonna be saying, hey man, do it how you want. Yeah, I know I said that you weren't gonna make it, you was gonna fail. You know, that was to them. But now, that was back then. Why you worry about what happened back then? Right now, hey, yeah, do it how you want. And And I love that because I already know that's exactly how it's gonna be for me. I've had so many people tell me like certain things that I do, certain things that I wear, like how I look. Like y'all would be surprised. Like people really got some nerve, but they basically tell me that I wouldn't be able to work. And do it how you want is basically saying I'm gonna do it how I want to do it, and y'all are going to be telling me to do it how I want. So yeah, to ask me which one is my favorite, depends on the mood. Explain the artwork. All right. So I did the artwork myself, and honestly, I was looking at. I kind of don't want to say this, but because I told my boy Dorian about this, and he was like, "Wait, what?" So I took a little bit of influence from the Life of Pablo cover. I know, guys. I know it doesn't look like the Life of Pablo cover. I understand. I saw the background, one solid color, the wording kind of off a little bit, and that was kind of like my starting point. So I wanted the one background color to be something bright because I wanted it again to be a summer kind of feel. And then initially I had the pivot pack kind of like a little bit separate, like multiple times, like off to the side. It's a whole thing. But ultimately I ended up deciding on what you guys see now. The cascading, instead of having the cascading words, I did the cascading images, and I did my face in multiple colors. So the idea of having each one going that way in different colors is me going from old to new, right? So thinking about television, it was black and white, and it was amazing when it first came out. That's that top left one. It's the black and white image, the original standard. Everybody loved it when it first happened, and that was it. And then the idea of the red and the blue, and that comes from the idea of the 3D glasses, right? Which is the next phase in the evolution of the television, of entertainment. It's like, okay, we had black and white, and now not only do we have color, we got 3D. Like that's crazy. People couldn't think of nothing that was like better than that. And then we get to the last jaunt, and that was the full-fledged color, 4K, everything's super saturated, like all of that. So it's just a progression. And I feel like that kind of represents where I am with the music as well. So the original music that I was making when I first started making music is the black and white TV. And it was cool, it was good, it was fun, but we had to upgrade. And then we get into the 3D, which was me going through name change and everything else to go along with it. Started changing my style a little bit, getting that extra knowledge, learning how to mix it a little better, all that. And now we're at the point of that 4K, that saturation, that feel, that texture, that 120, 240 refresh rate. Like, it's smooth. So yeah, that was the idea behind the cascading images. And yeah, that's the artwork. All right, and now we've come to the last question of the day. What is next for you? So for me, I've got a few things planned. Like I mentioned, I've got a ton of music on the back burner, but first, we have a music video for a Go Live. That's right, people, we got Go Live, and I'm planning on doing a whole release event for it where I will be going live across all of my social media platforms. So be on the lookout for that, because that is going to be a whole situation. That's where the raffles and the giveaways and the prizes, there's gonna be some trivia, a lot of good stuff is gonna be there. It's gonna be a fun time, and who doesn't like free stuff? Yeah, so there's that. There's the new music that I want to have out by the end of the year. More on that later. Oh, also, I can't forget True Collective Gaming. True Collective Gaming. Y'all, if y'all ain't checked out our Twitch yet or our YouTube yet, y'all sleep. Like, we are out here right now, and that is also something that's coming up. We're making a big push to actually like make this a huge thing. We're getting everything together. We're getting all the videos edited. We're getting some different kinds of equipment. It's a lot going on, but trust me, you want to be a part of the True Collective, or at least see what exactly we got going on, because it's going to be a lot. And we dope at gaming. And we dope people. Like, we just the conversations in and of itself, well, of their own, on their own, are worth tuning in for. So anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on. The link's in my bio. Follow my Twitch account. Follow Shui God, King Squanchy, and Egwins. And yeah, man, like we really out here with the gaming. So that's what's next for me. All right, y'all, and that's a wrap for the Pivot Pack interview. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I hope it's been informative, and I hope to see y'all soon. Because like I said, I got some plans for this Go Live video that's already finished. And it's giveaways. Who doesn't like free stuff? All right, I hope to see y'all later. Again, it's your boy Capital B. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms, the word capital_B. And yeah, man, have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Baby, come slide on me one time. Baby, come slide on me 2 times. Count down to the time you arrive.